all the debates that we've listened to from the majority side, none of them acknowledge the efforts by the Nana Addo Akufo-Addo government. All of them. They fail to acknowledge any good thing that occurred in our government. Mr. Speaker, a few months ago, we were told that 1,357 containers have vanished from the ports. The issue, Mr. Speaker, was debated in this House. And I recall the majority leader. He says, oh, heads must roll. How can containers develop wings? They've all moved away. I remember the minority leader advising them that they should take this as an opportunity to embark on major reforms within the energy sector. Mr. Speaker, thankfully, the energy minister listened to good advice. Today, after months of prayers and fasting, the containers have suddenly developed new wings. And Mr. Speaker, they have flown back into the same port. The same port. That is what I'm talking about, honestly, Mr. Speaker. I hear the finance minister with a very smiley face, talked about increment in revenue in ECG's operations. Mr. Speaker, that is true. Some increment has occurred. What he failed to say, Mr. Speaker, is that that increment is not because of the 10-month operations of ECG. Yes. What he failed to tell you, Mr. Speaker, that within the past 3 years, before the NDC came into power, the reliability improvement projects that was begun by the Nana Addo Akufo-Addo government saw to the BBNE substation constructed, yes. The Dabuase substation constructed, yes. The Awaso substation constructed, yes. The Sewua substation constructed, yes. The Tafu BSP reconstruction done, yes. The Takrady port switching substation constructed, yes. The Obuasi BSP substation constructed, yes. And Mr. Speaker, the Kwando substation upgraded. These are programs that were embarked by the previous government that are yielding results today. Mr. Speaker, the minister failed to acknowledge that the system automation project that saw to the construction of the SCADA system and the VITT centers in Accra, Tema, and Takwa were all completed under the Nana Addo Akufo-Addo government. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, the technical loss reduction program that was embarked by the Nana Addo Akufo-Addo government that led to 1,858 LV network extensions completed, 1,345 system improvement projects completed, yes. And 1,347 upgrading of distribution transformers completed. Yes. All these things were done under Nana Addo Akufo-Addo government, which is what has led to some of the improvements we are seeing in the energy sector. Honesty, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, they failed to acknowledge that the commercial improvement project that led to the ECG Power App improvement, Haptel, my brother talked about it a few months ago. And Mr. Speaker, interestingly, that led to 1,078,181 smart prepaid meters installed by the end of 2024. Yes. Mr. Speaker, there is nothing wrong in acknowledging the efforts by your previous administration that is leading to some improvement in revenues. But Mr. Speaker, I dare ask, is this 90 million revenue even the correct figure? Because the audited financials of ECG is there for everybody to see. In fact, the 1 billion figure that my minister talked about was achieved as far back as 2024. Yes. In fact, the total revenue of ECG at close 2024 stood at 19.3 billion. Mr. Speaker, a simple calculation will tell you that the average on a monthly basis was about 1.8 billion. So this is not the first time ECG is recording revenues in the billions. Mr. Speaker, if you increase tariffs close to 18%, what do you expect? What you expect is revenue increase. What you expect is revenue increase. If you burden the Ghanaian people with a lot more tariffs, you should expect some revenue increment. But Mr. Speaker, I want to take you to paragraph 505. And it states the ministry is implementing a national street lighting program to enhance safety and visibility. Over 1,900 solar street lights have been installed in Ashanti region, with an additional 10,000 smart units to be procured in 2026. And Mr. Speaker, when I saw this, I was a little bit alarmed, because the members of the Energy Committee were informed of this particular program on the 10th of November. And Mr. Speaker, I'm prepared to tender this in as evidence. This is a letter from the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, dated 10th November 2025. The budget was read on the 14th of November 2025. Now, this particular letter on the 10th was written and addressed to all regional ministers. And Mr. Speaker, the heading I put, rehabilitation or installation of street lighting systems in regional capitals. And Mr. Speaker, it's very instructive to note, paragraph 3. It says, as part of the project implementation arrangement, the ministry will officially launch and hand over the project site to the contractor on Wednesday, November 12th. Very instructive. The letter is dated 10th November, informing regional ministers that this particular program will be launched on the 12th. Then the finance minister comes to this house and tells us that within 2 days, 1,900 street lights have been installed. Mr. Speaker, I have the official letter. In fact, this letter was informing the regional ministers of the various contractors on the 10th. And telling the regional ministers that the program that the minister talked about on the 14th will be launched on the 12th. How a program that was launched on the 12th can necessitate or move to construction of 1,900 street lights in Ashanti region just beats my imagination. But Mr. Speaker, what is even more striking is that in this letter, the quantity to be installed per region is attached. And Mr. Speaker, I have it here. He says Ashanti region has received 1,900. Mr. Speaker, the letter from the ministry to all the various regional ministers, Ashanti region is entitled to only 800. 800. Ashanti region is entitled to only 800. How 800 suddenly moved to 1,900 within 2 days? It's only the minister who can explain to us. Mr. Speaker, I want you to also go to paragraph 507. Mr. Speaker, paragraph 507, with your permission. He says, under the National Electrification Scheme, 117 communities have been connected to the grid, raising national electricity access, Mr. Speaker, to 89%. Government will expand this coverage through a 10-key implementation model targeting full national electrification within 5 years. Now, Mr. Speaker, this is quoted in the 2026 budget, that the minister intends to connect 117 communities in order for the electricity access to get to 89%. But Mr. Speaker, ironically, Mr. Speaker, if you go to the 2025 budget, which was presented by the same minister, Mr. Speaker, on paragraph 568, the 2025 budget, the statement reads, and Mr. Speaker, with your permission, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition is committed to achieve universal access to electricity. Under the Rural Electrification Program, a total of 276 communities were connected to the national grid in 2024. That's the catchword. Increasing the national electricity access rate from 88.95% in 2023 to 89.03% in 2024. Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that the figure that the minister talked about, that they are now going to get to 89%, the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government by 2024 had already reached 89%. And I'm not the one saying it, Mr. Speaker. It is in their own budget, the 2025 budget. They had already acknowledged that the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government had already reached 89%. In fact, in the 2025 budget, they promised to move that 89% to 90%, which is the universal access rate. So they should just acknowledge. That is why I talked about honesty
Honesty.
Mr. Speaker, they should be candid enough to accept that the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo achieved a lot. Now, Mr. Speaker, let me come to the IPP renegotiations. Mr. Speaker, the minister talked about some savings within IPP renegotiations. And Mr. Speaker, it's interesting. First of all, I want to thank the minister for now accepting that the contract that they signed between 2012 and 2016 needs some improvement. This is exactly the point we made about take or pay. Indeed, the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government was saddled with about $600 million a month in debt because of these IPPs. Mr. Speaker, the question is, who renegotiates a good deal? If it's a good deal, why do you renegotiate? If it is a good deal, why do you renegotiate? You cannot cause the problem, take plans to reverse it, and want us to give you credit for that. No. Mr. Speaker, it will not happen. In fact, Mr. Speaker, if you look at Senate, it was signed in 2013, Sano Asogli 2014, Car Power 2014, BX Solar 2014. All these IPPs were signed under their term. If today you want to renegotiate a bad deal, just be honest. Be honest and acknowledge that you did a bad job. And now you want to reverse it. But Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude. I want to conclude and say, we from our side, we are not going to be a destructive minority. No. We are always prepared, Mr. Speaker, to critique when necessary and profess solutions when necessary. And in all these debates, Mr. Speaker, everybody has seen that the mighty quality minority. Our job is to see this journey as a Ghana journey and not an NDC or an MPP journey. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, honorable members. We will take the third